Well, embarrassing scenes we've just seen at Edgbaston where England over-celebrating a series draw, I thought, Pez. And that is how I want to start this. Welcome back to The Great Cricketer, brought to you by ACCO, India's tech-first insurance company. Now we're going to double up here with ACCO because, Pez, you're going to start with the hashtag AskTGC, also brought to you by ACCO.
By ACCO.
So let's get straight into it here. We're in Darwin here. Now, let's answer some questions.
And I want to start with the AskTGC because this entire game and what's happening to cricket is fucking flying in the face of all received wisdom, right? So
we're all trying to figure out heads are rattled.
We're rattled. So I'm going to start with the AskTGC, and I believe this message, which is not really a question, it's the comment from Yokomi, is really cutting to the core of what we need to address here.
Yokomi always does this.
Now, I want to preface by saying this is from Yokomi, okay? This is not from me.
Yeah.
Asian century gone with this lost series. England are the best. Back to imperialism and slavery for us. I didn't tell him.
When Pez said, I've got an AskTGC, I didn't think it would invoke slavery 35 seconds into this.
A couple of reds.
This now demonetized video.
Oh, it's the view and the information exchange of Yokomi, whoever that is.
Well, I feel like this entire game and this past month is so little about India, though of course they feature in this story and they've now lost 3 tests in a row, obviously South Africa and now this game, all by 7 wickets coincidentally, but this is just all about England. This is all about here. Woof woof, yes, more stat dog stuff. This is all about England and the rest of the world trying to figure out what the fuck we have just watched. Because Bairstow, a guy who's played 86 test matches, who averages 35 in test cricket, has now hit 4 centuries in 3 games. Woof, woof.
Mate.
Joe Root, in November 2019, had 16 test centuries. And now he's got more than Virat Kohli, he's got more than Smith, he's got more than Williamson. He's now got 28 test centuries. 28, 29, one of those two. It is insane. They've just chased their highest ever total in the 4th innings in less than a day of 370. All these stats, and you watch it and you're like, I don't remember ever, Pez, watching a game where a really good attack don't know where to bowl. They do not know. They can't bowl 2 balls in the same spot because they're boundaries or 360. Like slavery stuff.
Intellectual rigor and balance demands that what we've just seen be deconstructed methodically, right? I want to start with Yokomi by saying, brother, it's still the Asian century, fucking believe me.
Yeah. How does this affect China?
In many ways, it could be true that Rob Key and Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes got together and goes, I saw the media rights deal. I can see where cricket's going. Let's just start. Right. Probably didn't happen that way. They're just having fun. But the Asian century is still good to go, believe me. And so I can disabuse you of your concerns about slavery and imperialism here in Nightcliff.
Here and now,
Right now. Yeah. So let's just start there. But it's also important to say that you're right. One of the great things you can say about this win from England is that the other team are relegated to nothingness. I don't know if there are recriminations deluxe happening in India now because of what's happened. Let's be clear. This would have happened to Australia too. If anyone's out there going, and I am too, but going if
Mitch Marsh's playing
Cummins, Hazelwood, you just sort of get it through the chest. We've definitely been dicked in the 4th innings many times before, and Headingley only happened a couple of years ago. So this to me is this is a triumph of I've never seen a bigger influence of a coach and captain and leadership and thinking, because this is a team that hasn't really changed materially and is unlocked to start doing some hack into the matrix shit.
Yeah.
Was anyone else watching that? Mate, I was having a shower while you were watching the first couple of overs, and I heard you say shot 6 times. Like us watching that game was just a cacophony of like, oh, shot, unbelievable, and then it just turned into like, mate, these coats have nowhere to bowl.
Yeah.
Like when Joe Root was batting for a bit where he just put on 40, while Bairstow just sat at the other end.
Yeah.
Guys like Bumrah and Thakur and stuff like, okay, I'm going to try fourth stump.
Yep.
Just the top of fourth stump, hit that area. And Joe Root is just like to the soundtrack of Kevin Peterson analysing his technique, just dabbing it behind square for 4. So then they'll straighten, whip through the onside.
Yeah.
Didn't really try to bump him, but when they did, it still kind of went for 4.
Yeah.
They fucked Jadeja off completely because they're like, we know what's going to happen there. I haven't really, like, every good team in world cricket has an amazing way to win at home. Like, they have a fucking super strength, right? India, Australia, it's usually kind of bowling based. There's a lot of batting stuff as well. With England, it's nibbling it around. It's an Anderson swing seam masterclass.
Well, it has been 15 years, yeah.
This was just insane batting.
Yeah.
I'm still wrapping my head around it. I'm on the carousel like Man United at Wembley in 2011 v Barcelona.
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
Too good.
Yeah, too good. I don't know if India's got that much to be upset about apart from throwing it away in the third innings bizarrely. But
now
378 in fucking 2 overs. What's happening?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I want to lean into like a bit of India have been humiliated in this game. But they were the best team. They were the better of the two teams for 3 days. But England was so much better for the next day and a bit that it just wipes out the first 3 days. So, like, maybe they haven't been. And then, I mean, Mo Shami goes at 4 and a bit and over. Siraj ends up going at 6 and over. But Mo Shami is usually your stability bowler who has been so unlucky in the history of England bowling. Like, but he was even bowling wides down leg side and like trying to fucking just go for too much. And this attack is so good. We've seen, I mean, they yesterday they were winning the series 3-1 and now they've been humiliated.
Yeah.
So
they got smashed.
They were fucking smashed.
They were dicked. Sorry to say.
And it's from this team that England have not been able to score more than 250 for like 7 or 8 years. And now it's this. And so we're just trying to figure out, like, is it the wicket? Is it the Duke's ball? Is it a freeing of the mind? Is it Bairstow in just career best form? Is it Joe Root? Maybe it's all of it. Maybe it's all of it. Maybe that's the answer.
But Key masterminded it.
Yeah, is it Rob Key leaving his job at Sky to work for the ECB? Is that what's happening?
Was Rob Key watching from the Sky commentary box going, I don't want this to happen here. We need to produce one-day wickets. Weaponize the batting a little bit, just chase.
Isn't that funny? Because I sort of alluded to that. I feel like they've set the game up now where they're just going to be like, whatever we need in the last innings, we'll just go for that. And because their white ball record is so good that it's now leaked into some test match stuff, but it's still, I'm sure someone in the 140 years of test cricket thought maybe we'll try that. So it's the history of it, which is just, I'm fucking bamboozled.
Bamboozled. Look at us. 6s and 7s. Mate, like, before we get into what comes next and how Australia wins this next year.
The big series.
Like, I just want to make really clear that, like, not like KP saying I'm all in on it, but like, there will be, because it's the internet, it's life, it's contrarianism, it's keyboard warriorship, it's cricket. Like, there will be detractors and caveat writers with all of this shit. Like, I'm already getting texts about it, going, "Oh, look, it's one-day stuff. It's roads. Not sure they're going to be able to do it if Marnus and Smith are kind of making $1 million next year. Like, this kind of gear. Like, our Aussies will do this because that's what we do.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty sure everyone's got good batters as well, but
all of that kind of stuff. But like, out of respect for literally 140 years of Test cricket. Or some shit.
Or whatever the fuck.
Whatever the fuck it is. This is...
Out of respect for it, or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Like when Australia lost at Headingley 2019, bowling England out for 60, then Stokes just went large and it didn't bear any kind of consistency with anything else happening in the series. It was a superhuman effort. Australia were dog shit, dropping catches, bad reviews, Langer's doing some shit, whatever.
Kicking bins.
We're all over the shot.
He was a
bin kicker, yeah, of course. He picked it up. Like, But this is like, and then Australia smashed them at Old Trafford, right?
Exactly,
So I was like,
yeah.
well, let's return to normalcy. This is 4 times in a row.
Exactly.
This ain't a fluke.
It's a
now.
pattern, yeah.
This is a pattern. They've done it to the
Yep.
World Test champions, whatever you want to say about them, and we will
And a fair
say
bit-
a lot,
fair
and
bit
we'll
about
say a
them,
bit
yeah.
because CDG stuff.
Yeah.
And then they do it to
Called
India,
in.
who's like, well, they're the World Test champions,
Yeah,
geopolitically.
Yeah.
Like, it is at home. Like, it's real. And people don't chase 370. You don't chase it. You don't do it.
No.
It doesn't happen. So I'm giving that respect. And now it's like, what does it all mean? What does this shit mean? Year out from the ashes or whatever the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
South Africa, you're dead.
What's the journey of this team? Because is the fallacy of the England had to play all of the hardest series that you can play as an England team, India away, Australia away, and the other teams, whatever. Out of respect for those teams or whatever. Is the fallacy that had to play this during COVID and there was bubbles and it was the beginning of COVID, there was no vaccine yet? Is that the truth of this team, or is it truth that this team existed? It always existed, but we're just seeing it come into fruition now, with some freedom in their minds and their hearts. Like, is that the truth? It doesn't.
Have we been playing cricket wrong?
But Bairstow just kept
140
getting
years?
bowled. You just bowled the stumps and he kept missing it.
Yeah, so
That's nothing to do with
kept doing
COVID.
that. Yeah.
What was in this fucking vaccine?
Yeah.
Maybe I can still make it, Daddy. Nope.
They would have chased 500.
Mate, do you reckon Billings would have been upset he didn't get a stick today? And Stokes? Like, overnight, he would have been like, I'm going to roll the play today.
It's a good question about
got his pads on.
good question about Bilbo because he's come into the team and I'm watching the way they reflect on their win, and like the word is fun. You know, they're having fun,
They are
and it's
having
it's fun. We're having fun. Like Bilbo's sitting there going like, oh, look, I don't know what Bilbo's saying, but it's like, oh, like if I had fun, would I play like that too? I don't know. Like, but maybe, I mean, he's an IPL guy, so maybe I'm being harsh on him.
Yeah.
Like, I am at a bit of a loss. Like, it's not just like Bairstow and Root, though both of them have
They
fucking
punctuate.
have hacked into the matrix and
Yeah, this
connected
is some
themselves up
fucking-
to it.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and
some
it's fucking
mainframe shit.
unbelievable how well they're back. It's cheat code stuff.
Some of the best I've ever seen. I mean,
Truly.
you're talking like, Callis, peak Ponting, never did it like this. It's the
You said like it was like, man, this will be over in 2 overs. This is done.
And how fast the game is changing. Like, heads are spinning on the field. You can see because they're hitting so many boundaries. That the game is moving along so quickly that like once it was 110 and now it's 65, and that's happened in about 17, 18, 20 minutes. Like, it's just, and it's because they're hitting fours every over. And then guys are like, well, they're hitting behind point, they're hitting me in front of square, they're hitting me on the leg side. I don't know where to bowl it, and they lacked plans. And I don't think it's a Boomer captaincy issue, because I think for the most part Kohli felt very involved in that leadership game. Okay, India's missing a couple of players, England missing more. It's nothing to do with that.
Mate, like, seriously.
Yeah.
It's a look at us.
Shaking.
We're
Shaking.
Mate,
Why is this?
it's like a fucking paradigm shift what we're watching.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. If Australia's playing, I expect Australia to win.
I got to tell you, I don't rate it.
And
I don't-
win. I don't rate it
I
at
don't
all.
rate it.
I can come out here. Give you wait till we fucking come out here knee-high grass, mate. We'll give you the tip. See it? That little head popped out there for a second.
Put that back
Put
in.
it away.
Put that back in.
Yeah. But it is. It's like it's a different game. It's something's been unlocked. It's fucking awesome. And it's fucking awesome.
It is fucking awesome.
And like it's very cool. It's come at a great time for Test cricket.
Yeah.
It's like this. It cannot be said to be a fluke. Like, you can't even say that, oh, look, they just, batted well on a road and other teams will do the same thing. No way. Like, that's wrong. The mental arena that they occupied is something that other teams don't do. It's innovative. It's I don't know. It's leadership. Like, that's what it is, and it is unlocking a new way of thinking about the game. heaps of people from other international teams are going to find holes in it and poo-poo it and all of that kind of material. But I think privately they'll be like, that's something to look at. It's a new thing.
Yeah.
So
I was wondering,
fair
like,
play.
from the Indian perspective, just very briefly before we wrap this up, that it's hard to know where they come from this, because they lost those 2 games in South Africa, and I thought that, well, we both did. We thought there was a real dent in their aspirations to pursue whatever they were pursuing on the back of the Australian victory. And now, and like coming into this game, I thought that England would win before the game started, because like England just played a Test series and they're playing Leicestershire 2s.
India is Leicestershire 2s.
But then India are fucking winning this game for 85% of it.
Yeah.
Are comfortably ahead.
And like Punt's doing crazy shit. Boomer's knocking broad round. It's embarrassing stuff. Like there's some huge.
It looks like they can't bat again.
Kohli's getting angry. Okay, no runs, but he's getting angry, and that's fun. Shastri's on commentary.
Yeah.
There's a lot to enjoy. Jadeja's in the tons.
Yeah, and then
it's good stuff.
And they've
Pujara's looking sumptuous.
Exactly. Yeah, and they've walked away from it. Ended up being
lost
in
by
some
7
capacity
wickets.
Humiliated. Yeah, it's
Lost by 7 wickets. There's fucking
in the
2.5 sessions to play.
In the blink of an eye. It's really bizarre where this fits into their story, and they don't play another Test match until Australia. Now, I'm confident that they will win that series at home against Australia, but it's just interesting in their journey as well. Where like after the Gabba, we thought, oh, this is it. This is, Asian century stuff. We thought, and then since then, there's been a number of hiccups, and then 2-2. this series as a whole has been a fucking belter. It's actually been a fantastic series. Yeah. It's just weird that it's over, spaced over a decade, but it is difficult to see where this fits in. We'll be back tomorrow for the main podcast right here on YouTube, on Spotify and iTunes, of course, for the main podcast. We had a great conversation with Wes Agar today by a pool drinking mocktails, and you're going to want a piece of that because that was a really enjoyable interview. Got really good insights from Wes as well. So that's out tomorrow. We'll be filming that together as well, so it'll be right here on the YouTubes and all the other streams where you get our main podcast. So until then... 2-2, bad luck everyone.
2-2, bad luck
Australia,
everyone.
Australia 1 foot in the final.
That's it. Great stuff.
Great result.
Championship for Australia.
Great result for us. Yeah, for the team that Pez and I play for.
Yep. So both teams play well, and end up 2-2. Good little arm wrestle to watch there between a couple of
mediocre teams.
A bit of mid-tier stuff.
A couple of competitors going at it, sort of.
Cancelling each other out.
That's right.
A bit of stuff best.
The real series. The real series is that, Pez, don't you? Yeah.
NT Strike League. Southern Blaze versus the Northern Tide.
See you guys tomorrow.